This is the Truck Show podcast with Holman.
Nope. Lightning's still here.
Whoa. Why are you still here? Was that a horrible, joke or April Fool's?
No, it was not a prank. No. I gave you my notice that I'd be... yeah. Well, there's a lot wrong with me. That's for sure. One of the things that's wrong with me is that I kind of miscalculated my exit date. I had told those at my day job that I'd be leaving this podcast on December 31st. And it turns out we could squeeze another episode in before December 31st.
This was a kind of like the long goodbye.
A little bit. This episode will be short. So
my God, Lightning. Shut the F up. Shut up, Lightning. Shut up.
Okay.
Lightning, shut up.
Why are you still here?
I'm going to be shutting up.
Do you know what you put me through? I had to get new pictures, new logos, new assets, notify our sponsors. You had to notify sponsors. It's been a whole production, and you're supposed to be gone already.
I'm sorry. What you guys don't know is I've been here for the last couple hours training Holman up on the audio.
So I've got all the drops now.
Yeah. So he is over there pushing the keyboard buttons, and he's over there pushing the buttons, and this is...
You're going to make me edit that now. Yeah, I'm leaving that in the show.
Well, fine, leave it in.
This whole experiment is let's do a 15, 20-minute show, say thank you, say what we need to say, and then I'm going to edit it, and we'll see how bad it is. So I'm just going to leave that in.
Good luck, people!
All right, well, we have to thank our...
Stop!
What?
Stop.
We have to thank people.
We have switched positions. I'm on the other side of the board. I don't have any control over audio right now.
That's true.
Holman is doing all the button pushing, and it's really...
That's funny. I don't recall asking for a really boring story. My God. Don't you understand? No one cares.
I mean, we said goodbye twice already. How many more goodbyes do you need?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's funny seeing you sitting on that side of the podcast.
I can't control anything.
I know, it's weird, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like riding a bike with no handlebars. I'm just going to go where it takes me.
This is like being in the front car of the roller coaster. All right, before we get started, we got to thank our presenting sponsor, Nissan. So we appreciate Nissan for sticking with the Truck Show podcast for, I don't know, it seems like a decade now. Mm-hmm. And, dude, I had that Nissan Frontier. I've got a new Armada coming, so I'll talk about that more in the new year. Yeah, we went on the drive, but I'm having one for a week, and I'm going to go take it off-road and all this stuff. I've been super impressed with that thing, so looking forward to getting into it. If you are looking for a new full-size SUV, Nissan Armada is an amazing choice. And actually, I'm going to drive by your house, and this will be one of the first things we do with you.
Don't shoot it up.
No. This is what we're going to do with you in Season 3. I know a lot about the audio system, and I'm not going to tell you about it, and then I'm going to pick you up, and we're going to listen to it. It was different than what I expected. I'll leave it at that.
Really?
And I want you to just listen to it, and I don't want to tell you specs. I don't want to tell you anything. I just want you to listen to it, because it's interesting.
You have... piqued my curiosity.
All right. So if you're looking for a full-size SUV, the Armadas are on the way. The new Frontier is awesome. Head on down to your local Nissan dealership or head over to nissanusa.com.
Am I thinking Banks?
I would.
Okay, sure. Let's do this. Gail is particularly proud of the Ram Air transmission pan, which he co-designed with Quinn Smith in our mechanical engineering department. Oh. Okay.
They love their Banks products.
It's funny when you just end it cold. Just there you go. Perfect.
Keep going.
So
that's how we were trying to end you, and you keep coming back to the studio.
Right, I won't leave.
You'll leave when we stop feeding you.
Ram Air transmission pan for the Duramax. All the Duramaxes that come with an Allison 1000. Let's put it that way. Or the new one, the 10-1000 10-speed. It has a Ram Air scoop that compresses air and channels it through the long, thin fins, thereby outcooling all of the other transmission pans on the market. If you've got an Allison transmission under your Duramax, maybe you've done an Allison swap on your Rams, possible. You need the new Banks Ram Air Transpan. Head over to bankspower.com to get yours. Holman, before you launch into AMSOIL, what fluids are you going to need to change in your Jeep 392 because you have broken it? So I assume you're going to pull it all apart, right?
Yeah. So we found an axle, and I'm going to have to go purchase that axle. And then it's only got 500 miles on it, thanks to Mike Rice for finding one of his customers that he did a one-ton swap when it was brand new. But it's got the wrong gear, so we'll have to re-gear it. So that means I'm going to have to fill it up with AMSOIL gear oil.
Is it 75W90 or what does that one take? Do
I
you know?
usually that's 75, 90. Sometimes they put 140. Sometimes I do 90 in the front and 140 in the rear.
Okay.
Just because of the extra viscosity, shock loads, all that stuff. Off-roading is pretty rough, but
as evidenced by your tacoed front axle.
it's smiling at you.
It is
when you
smiling.
come up.
Yes. It looks lowered, which is really weird.
It is. It does look lowered on one side. Yeah. it's not good. But the Extreme Duty gear oil is one of my favorite products AMSOIL makes. But they also make car care products. Of course, oils, lubricants, greases. They're number 2. Was NLGI is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for the best synthetics, you want to head over to AMSOIL.com. AMSOIL is the first in synthetics.
And if you head over to truckshowpodcast.com and click on the project trucks and make your way down to Lightning's TRX, you will see my EGR roll track retractable tonneau cover. I've got the electric one that is wired in so elegantly to my CAN bus system. So when I chirp my alarm and I lock the doors, the tonneau cover is locked, and it's freaking awesome. It's multiple speed, so when you are retracting it, you're opening or closing it, it speeds up, then it slows down. It's got controls, so if your kid has his hand in it and it closes against his arm or something, it will stop and retract. It is virtually watertight. If you're looking for the most well-engineered tonneau cover available for your truck, it is the EGR Roll Track. Head over to egrusa.com to find yours.
Well, I guess that means I get to push this button.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel and the ones that run on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh, oh.
It's the Truck Show with your hosts and Holman.
So, Holman, when we sing that part, you're supposed to reach over with your left hand and bring the 2 pots
Nope,
down?
I left them up.
I know.
I left them
we
up.
We could be heard that time.
That's right. That's right. That's
This
part
is
of
all
it.
new for
It's
season
all new.
3?
That's
Wait,
right.
are we in season 3 yet?
Nope. Season 3 will be our very next episode.
Oh, sans lightning.
So I go to Dakar, to Saudi Arabia, in a day or 2.
Humble brag.
And no, I'm saying, so don't expect, the first Monday in January for there to be a podcast. So we got to take a week off here so that we can set up for season 3. There's a lot of stuff to do. We got to make sure you don't keep coming back. And so, you're holding up the stop sign.
Yeah, that feels so good to
Doesn't
hold
feel
the
good?
stop
Here,
sign
hold on. Let me-
right at you, yeah.
You get a picture of you telling me to stop. 'Cause
All right, yeah.
that's
So one
hilarious.
side says slow and the other one is stop.
All right. So anyway, season 3 will start probably the second week in January. So we're going to take a little bit of a week off there.
Slacker.
But I'm going to come back with a bunch of Dakar content. So I'm going out there with Ford, and we're going to go check out their new race truck. And also I'm going to get to interview their drivers, and I can tell you what it's like to go to Saudi Arabia and go hang out and race trucks in the desert.
So you have not been to Saudi Arabia before, correct?
Never been to the Middle East.
And
Been to Africa.
So 2 nights ago, you and I were
You're up.
texting with Mr. Mike Spagnola, president of SEMA.
Yep.
And you were kind of humble bragging, saying like, Mike, let's get together
Well, it's
with
not humble
beers.
bragging. I was
Just bragging.
I didn't want to miss beers.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
like,
so-
I'm not going to be in town.
Yeah, well, so he's down in my hood in Long Beach, and we were thinking about going getting beers. I want to take him to Fourth Horseman, which heavy metal, horror movies, and sour beers. Oh, and the best pizza ever. If you're ever in Long Beach, hit up your boy Lightning at LBC Lightning, and I will take you to one of my favorite bars in Long Beach.
All right. Before we move on, I thought it would be fun to review the best episodes of 2024.
Before you do that, can I make a couple quick shouts? Just
Okay.
in case they don't get further into the episode. All right. So first, I do not have any more t-shirts. If you listened to the last 2 episodes and you heard me say, I've got some Truck Show Podcast shirts that I'm liquidating, they're gone. They're gone. You guys were animals, and thank you. And I had like 36 or whatever it was, and they're spoken for. So if you want some Truck Show Podcast stickers, I'm going to raid Holman's little stash over here. So I'm going to take the last of the stickers. I'll print you some more later, but I'll send those to you out now. I want to read these 2 emails. Can I do that now?
Can we do it at emails?
Oh, you have an email segment coming up?
Yeah, we got.
I'm not familiar with the show.
I know.
Okay.
It's like your first time and
I'm
your last
sitting
time.
on the other side of the desk.
Oh,
I feel so out of place, right?
I know. All right. Well, here
What do you got?
So let's review our 10 most downloaded episodes of 2025. Can you guess what
10.
is?
10. Number 10 would be, I'm not looking at her catalog. I don't remember. Habanero.
The only reason I bring this up is because it's kind of interesting because it was only a few weeks ago. It was the Cummins Ram Mr. X.
Wait a minute. That number 10, I would think that'd be number 1.
We got to remember, a lot of these have a lot of soak time because they were earlier in the year. So for something that's only a couple weeks old to be on the top 10, that's pretty amazing. Because these things get traction all throughout the year, right?
Okay.
All right. You ready?
Sure. So
9.
Number 9.
All right. So this would be season 2, episode 72. Teresa and Jason Contreras, so our friends over from Baja Forge.
Oh, I know why.
Ram HD rumors.
Because they have gazillions of fans, and they probably had all their friends listen to that episode.
8.
Number 8 is Igla.
Oh,
Auto theft one.
Auto theft.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Yep.
That would be.
That's weird because I was just having a discussion on my TRX forum, the Facebook group, as I'm on every single day. And guys were like, hey, I'm in the Los Angeles area. Actually, it was an anonymous. I hate when people post anonymously.
Yeah, I don't allow
on
that
Facebook.
in my groups.
But he said, I'm in the LA area. Who do I reach out to for Igla? And said, my boy John. And then I posted a link to our episode.
Awesome. Well, it seems to be working. That was episode 70.
7.
So number 7 was episode 74 with Stephen Watson talking about modifying full-size trucks in the 24 Ranger Raptor.
Mm-hmm. People love Stephen Watson.
6.
And this would be GM engineers Tim Demetrio and Giulio Bombaccini. Also, the rumors of the 8.3-liter Duramax.
That's as much as I love GM engineers, it was all about that 8.0 plus liter Duramax rumor.
5.
All right, number 5 was episode 54, Milton Wong, Lightner gear pod roof, and understanding gross vehicle weight ratings.
That's what it was. The gross vehicle weight ratings.
That was
because
definitely,
nobody
understands any of that.
Yeah.
4.
This would be Sheldon Brown, chief engineer for the Toyota Tacoma. That was episode 62.
That is because
The new
we
Tacoma
were
is hot.
So white hot.
Yep.
3.
That would be they tried to steal Lightning's TRX, and that would be episode 66. I'm kind of shocked that that's not higher.
I am too.
Until you realize what the number
2.
was, and that was Mike Finnegan Needs a Truck. Great episode, by the way.
I mean, listen, Mike is a star. There's no
Episode
question.
68.
Yep, got it.
Well, I'm hoping all my friends who are stars, when I take this thing over by myself in a few weeks, will
You're gonna
come
need that
flocking
star power,
here
yep.
to help boost me up. So we'll see. And then the number 1 downloaded episode of the year.
1.
Number 1 most downloaded episode of the Truck Show podcast is
Cummins Find and the Insight Behind It. Episode 52.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty crazy, right?
You gotta. It's weird. Is we record these episodes, we edit them, we put them up, and we forget
And
about.
we forget
them.
about them.
And then when you go and list them in this form, I think, wow, like we broke a lot of news, super timely and super
We
topical.
did break a lot of news. Like
Yeah.
I thought we were ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff this year, and hopefully our listeners agreed with us.
Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. That's a good top 10 list.
All right, what do you say we get into some quick emails?
Sure, do it.
You email? Yeah. I email? Do it. We email? That's right. Everybody email. Type it up. You email? Proofread. I email? Send it. We email? Click it. Everybody email.
I did that with you in solidarity. Thank you. You said you got some emails you want to go over.
Yeah, so I'm going to first dig into Frank Marbury sent me this. It's a DM on Instagram. Wanted to share my favorite memory of the show with you. It wasn't a show, but actually it was meeting you at Overland Expo. The one where Sean broke his Jeep. Well, it was the first time.
The
that
first
Sean-
time I broke my
exactly. Most on-air people I met there were understandably busy and said hello and then just moved on.
Are we considered on-air people?
I mean, I guess
I feel like we're
technically-
just normal people.
we are technically on air, but
I
we're not
guess.
like on air talent. We're not.
we're
There's
just
no talent
dudes
here.
in a shed and
Yeah, dudes in a
backyard.
shed. Yeah, that should have been
That
the
should have
name.
been a podcast, yeah.
Well, when we started, we didn't have a shed.
Yeah.
So he continues, you took time to talk to me for a few minutes and seemed genuinely interested in my comments on the show. You even came through with some stickers. I'd love a shirt, but don't mind if others have claimed them, which unfortunately they have. My main point was to thank you for putting on a phenomenal show. I'll keep following you and hopefully you'll put out some personal or Banks content you're one of the good ones. So,
Awesome.
Frank, that is...
Thank you.
I'm blushing. So thank you for writing those very kind words.
I've got a couple comments from our Spotify. So, guys, you can leave comments and reviews on Spotify now. And Spotify is our number 2 most downloaded platform.
Someday it's going to be number 1.
I think it could be.
I'm a
Apple's
huge
number 1.
Spotify fan.
For the live listener show, Lightning's big announcement, where we put everybody together on a Zoom in what's town. Steven Baricki says, "We love you, Jay."
Aw, that's nice. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Thank you. That's super kind.
No, we've had a lot of great comments in here. Lightning and Holman are the best. Keep them coming. Another spectacular episode. Another great podcast. So we read all that stuff, and we love to see the comments on there, guys. So please keep leaving us comments both on Spotify and also on the Apple Podcast app.
For sure. I got an email here from Michael Sprague. He says, "Hey, Lightning, I was part of the live show and had to leave during the Zoom meeting because my 7-week-old daughter was in the hospital.
We were wondering about him.
After heart surgery."
Oh, man.
And he says, "But good news is she's doing well. I just went back and listened to the entire show. Do you still have any shirts left?" And the answer was no, but I'm going to pull one out of my personal stash because of what you've gone through, and I'm going to get you one, Michael. He says, "I'm more than willing to pay for it. Don't worry, I'll cover that. Thank you for all the great moments and memories you and Holman have given the community. You will be greatly missed. Thank you. P.S. It's because of you and Holman bringing small businesses onto your show that gave me the boost I needed to start my own business."
Wow.
And he signs it, Michael Sprague, Sprague Marine and Performance. And
Awesome.
that's freaking rad.
Dude, right on. I think we said when we started the show, we just thought we were going to talk about trucks. We didn't realize we'd have an impact on anybody. And you guys send us emails from time to time with stories of how we unwittingly impacted your lives, and it's weird. It's never not weird.
It's accidental.
It is. We didn't purposely try to do that, and yet here we are.
So many people. I'm not going to go through them, but Roan, Michael, Matt, Kyle, Tom, Max, Jeffrey, so many guys. Steve, you reached out via email, lightning@truckshowpodcast.com, because Sean hasn't turned off my email yet, and had really wonderful words. So I'm not going to go on and on about it, but thank you so much for listening all these years, and it means a lot to us. And I am actually excited, as I've said before, that to be a listener and to be hopefully a guest, because I will have some, I'm sure, some contributions to make.
Yeah, well, you can talk to our people.
I got to set it up to your publicist and or manager?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so what do you say we listen to the last 5-star hotlines that have anything to do with lightning?
Oh, really? Okay.
5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars.
Oh, can you do it?
No.
Yes, you can. You're on the other side of the board. Here we go.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Right back at you, brother.
Got you, brother.
Damn it!
Not even close. You pushed the button and you were way off.
Shut up.
All right, number 2.
5 stars.
5
stars.
5 stars.
Right back at you, brother.
Oh! Yeah! That was dead nuts. Right on the money. Yeah, 5 stars right here. 5 stars.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Wow.
Go us. Although,
That's a really silly thing to be proud of.
but isn't that the jingle we usually do for reviews?
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh, you're right. It
We have
is.
we have new rules.
Oh, you're right.
It's the whole thing's
You're right. All right. Well, then play the other jingle, the correct one. You're right.
The whole thing's falling apart.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm not pushing the buttons. I forgot. I just go by sight. I'm like, oh, it's purple. Push that one.
Oh, come on and be part of the show called the 5-Star Hotline. 657-205-6105. It's the 5-Star Hotline. 5-Star Hotline.
Don't do that again.
It's my show. You do it well.
Now you press play on the Google Voice.
Lightning and Holman, you guys are stressing me out talking about driving in traffic. It's making my drive stressful, and I don't have a stressful drive. I have to stop at a stop sign every single day. And that's all the stress that I want.
Wow.
You guys are killing it. You're killing my drive. Don't do this anymore.
Sounds angry. That was it? That was it?
Is that Stephen Watson? Somebody was yelling at us in a very loud truck.
I don't know, but what were we talking about? The carpool lane? Like, what was the discussion that was
I
stressing
don't
him
know.
out?
This is back from December 10th, so probably. Headlights? Stopping? Traffic?
I mean, I don't know.
I've been so focused on the future, I have no idea what
I
we
don't
have
know.
done.
Interesting. Sorry. Sorry about the stress. Your one stop sign is freaking you out. Can't do much about that.
Hey, fellas, this is Grant calling from Iowa. I got something that I need y'all to clear up for me and much of the truck community. So I know you boomers probably aren't privy to what goes on.
They call us boomers.
You're a dick.
I'm not a boomer.
Come on. Well, no, we're not.
No,
our parents are boomers.
We're X's.
Yeah, we are. We're Gen X's. We grew up in the 90s.
TikTok, but there's a pretty spicy debate going on right now. So the gist of it is there's this dude named Dave. I don't know if he's a diesel mechanic or a used car salesman or what the deal is, but he made a video a couple weeks ago basically saying in the cold weather, the worst thing you can do for your diesel truck is to let it just sit there and idle. It clogs it with DPF, and then he goes on some sales pitch for an additive that he's hawking. So I know a lot of guys are upset that, they're saying that he's wrong because it's for whatever reason. And other guys are saying, nope, he's 100% right for, all these different reasons.
By the way, I did see that video.
Sure. I've seen it many, many times.
Blew up.
Yep.
But yeah, I didn't know if you guys could clear that up any for us truck guys, because I always thought you had to let stuff warm up, at least till your temp gauge starts to move. But then he's saying hop in it, go. As soon as you can see where you're going, take off. So yeah, didn't know if there was any truth to that or if the guy's just trying to sell us stuff. So it'd be good to know you guys know about that, even though you live in California, where you probably don't have to worry about it like the rest of us. But yeah, so should you let it warm up or not? Let us know. Thanks.
So I have many mixed feelings on this. So I know Dave, and I talk to Dave probably once every 2 weeks. You guys don't know this, but Dave he's a big Banks advocate and ambassador. He's had a YouTube channel that's had just explosive growth that happened during the end of COVID, and he's got well over 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and he makes a ton of videos, and he's been doing this for 30 plus years. Like, he's had a very reputable shop up there in Utah, north of Salt Lake. Really, really good shop. Does a lot of diesel, gas. He does everything, literally everything. And he's sharp as a tack. But the average consumer, I think, doesn't know that he's been around for 30 years. And they just see him on YouTube. And all of a sudden, he's this guy kind of out of nowhere. And now he's hawking diesel additives. I have mixed feelings on this. But I think this needs to be addressed because I think all of a sudden they're doing giveaways. You can win a Gladiator.
It's almost like the Diesel Brothers stuff.
The problem is that, yes, he followed Diesel Brothers, right. Dave Sparks, and they're very aware of what that.
Yep.
And they're trying to strike while the iron is hot because Dave and Dave's Auto Center is really white hot right now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take advantage of that. But I'm like, dude, it won't burn out. Like if I forgive the term, but don't whore out the channel. Like you'll make good YouTube money and sell T-shirts and sell stuff that's like the diesel additive thing. It's like people are going to see that as snake oil, and that's the problem. Now, regarding the idle thing, that got him instant backlash, and he basically got in a truck. The door was open, camera person on him, and he starts the truck and he goes, everyone talks about idling your truck, but you're going to mess up your emissions equipment, so it's best that you just get in your truck, start it, and drive it. And everyone freaked out. They're like, no, you need to for 100 years, we've all said, idle your car or truck, whatever. Doesn't matter if it's gas or diesel. And he's saying the opposite. And I think that there is some truth to that. And I haven't spoke to our engineers about it, but he's basically saying the damage you do to the emissions equipment by idling it is worse than the small amount of stress that you put on it driving it cold.
I don't buy that necessarily. Now, I do think that there is some truth in the fact that today's diesel needs to be treated different than the pre-emissions diesels. I do think there's some credence to the idea that your emissions equipment is more sensitive to that, but these trucks are still designed to idle. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting those engines in ambulances and things like that idle forever. So
they will idle, and they are designed to idle. But if you see with the EGR systems, look,
I get it. I get it.
They clog up, and no one likes it.
Well, they clog up driving.
They clog up driving, but they clog up. So But extensive idling makes the issue worse.
But I don't
for
think people
sure.
are talking about extensive
And so-
idling. I think
but
they're talking about
here's-
when it's cold, getting it up to temp, right?
But here's the issue, is that I think, to me, what he should have said is start it up and drive it lightly just down the street until it comes up to temp, and don't get on it hard until then. And he should say those words. Don't mash the throttle until your coolant is up to temp. But as long as you've got good oil pressure, then you're solid, because the oil pressure is really what matters here. He didn't say that. He just said, get in it and go. And, especially with your transmission, get it up to temp. A lot of high performance transmissions won't allow the ECM to command full power until the transmission is up to temp. So I think he could have said more in that video, in my opinion. He got so many people talking about it.
And like most opinions, they're just like the things that everybody has on their behinds.
Yeah, but you're right.
I mean, even our opinion.
I think that I do think
I would
that he is right.
I would like to delve down deeper with maybe an OE contact or somebody. I would like to follow up with one of those guys. I'm curious what they would say.
That's a great idea. Because I am not a mechanic or an engineer, obviously.
You're not even a podcast host anymore.
You got to rub that in. Okay. I think that I get what he's saying, and I do believe that you don't want to sit there and idle. Anyway, long story short is that I think that he is right, but didn't get the message out properly, and that's what's causing the controversy. 5 star.
5 star. 5 star. Hotline.
Hey, Holman and Lightning, if you're still around, or who knows what's going on with that. By the time you get to this voicemail, who knows? It could be, I don't know, a new president in office. Anyway, I just was reading some articles, came across something that said that possibly Nissan and Honda are talking about merging. And at first I thought, now wouldn't that be funny if the Truck Show podcast was sponsored by the Honda Ridgeline after all the crap we've given them over the years. And then I thought, well, maybe they would drop the sponsorship because of all the crap we've talked.
Colby, you're not supposed to call those things out publicly, dude.
Anyway, just wanted to see if you guys had heard anything more about that, anything inside baseball from Nissan. And anyway, it'd be an interesting merger. But anyway, keep up the good work, guys, or Guy and Lightning. I don't know what the freak you're doing, but figure it out. But if you're leaving us, we'll miss you. But have a good one, guys. Keep up the good work, and 5 stars.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Colby.
So yeah, there's going to be a tie-up. I think they announced August of 26. It'll be a holding company. I think the two companies will still be independent, no different than kind of how Nissan was independent from Mitsubishi and Renault, but they were all in an alliance together. Details still have to be sorted out. It's funny, you read some people like Carlos Ghosn, who's the old CEO that went back to Lebanon and had the whole caper around him. He's saying it was desperation and that the Japanese government is pushing them together, that there's no synergies, but a lot of other people see it differently. They see that Nissan has the EV stuff that Honda doesn't have, and Honda has the hybrid stuff that Nissan doesn't have. So there could be some economies of scale from platform sharing and things like that. So what it ends up being, I don't think it's going to be called Honda-san or Nissan-Honda or anything weird like that. I think there's going to be Honda and Nissan. Both two very proud engineering companies in Japan, with workforces globally, especially here in the United States, including manufacturing facilities. But I know that Honda would like to manufacture more here, and Nissan probably has some capacity because they have several plants. And so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a thing, and we'll stay tuned.
Hey guys, it's Chris from Arkansas, the guy with the Hummer, the H3. I just wanted to call and say thank you, Lightning, for everything you did for the show, and that you will be missed. I just got a chance. I just dodged a red-tailed hawk in my car. What the crap? Anyway, I just got a chance to listen to it. I had to work. But anyway, thank you guys so much for the show. Thank you again, Lightning, and I wish you the best of luck in everything you do. Bye.
Oh, it's very kind. Thank you.
That was very sweet.
I was going to say squirrel, but it was a hawk in that case.
Yeah.
Hawk. Yeah, very cool. 5-star hotline 657-205-6105. You can call Holman anytime, day or night.
Lightning and Holman. This is Stephen Watson, and this time I am not calling you out for stuff Sorry, Lightning, bleep that out. Because you're doing, I hate to say this, okay.
That'll be me bleeping that out now. Thanks you to the hotkey Lightning installed on my Adobe Audition.
Much better than last time. So anyway, listening to some of the stuff about the new RAM and the Mr. X episode, one of the things we should all talk about is the fact that with all of these power ratings, you really don't ever get all of that. And that might be one of the reasons why RAM and GM have decided not to play the HO wars right now, is because they know that they're putting out all that they can actually handle with the truck. And anybody that thinks that these things can run 1,000 foot-pounds of torque and actually put it to the ground all the time should probably be around semi-trucks more. But anyway, I think that derating is something to talk about, and it's something that I've seen the progression myself over a couple of different trucks in towing my stuff. My 17, I could watch derate as oil temperatures came up. I could see it hit 250. I have a Banks iDash. Thanks, Banks. So I could watch it get up to 250 and then feel the truck pulling power to protect itself at that point. And my 22 version of that truck, it never sees 250. I don't know that the oil temps have ever gone that high. The cooling stack seems to be amazing, so it really doesn't derate around that parameter, but I know that it can't just put out its full rated power all the time. And that's how they protect the transmission. They protect everything in the truck. So anyway, that could be something pretty interesting. And I feel it's where GM played these games extremely well, and something you guys have acknowledged a couple of times is the fact that in the actual towing of trailers, GM was the big winner for so long because of the Allison and their overall powertrain integration. They weren't always the highest output, but they always seemed to make the truck tow the best. And some of that evidence is the couple of decades now that we have of people doing the Eisenhower Challenge and towing trailers up the big hill on Eisenhower Pass or Eisenhower Tunnel. It would be interesting to see some of those numbers, and some of it's probably out there, although not with, like the new ZF and the Ram trucks, obviously. But it would be interesting to see how some of that comes together and how the powertrain integration actually works in the trucks. And
it was so long they cut them off.
Did it really? Cut them off?
Yeah. But that's all really good stuff. And I also want to go back to the powertrain integration, which is kind of where Steven left off. And he's got another 30 seconds. I'll play this in a second. But I think the integration is going to be what wins at the end of the day. I go back to iPhone specs, right? iPhone, for the longest time, specs weren't as good as Android, but it arguably was a better experience. I think a lot of Ram owners are going to find with the new engine and with the new transmission,
it's a better experience.
It's a much better experience,
Yeah.
and that it's going to give a lot of life to the 6.7. And then Steven wrapped up with this.
Hey guys, Steven Watson again. I have no idea where that call cut off. So to summarize all of that and summarize what I may have not been able to say because it got cut off, basically you should talk about what the trucks actually put to the ground, how they actually compare in the real world, which is how some of the real towing tests do, which is kind of a testament to how the transmissions are integrated into the rest of the truck with the powertrain. And that was my idea. So I hope that matters just like everything else, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.
Wow, he got an everything matters in, but he reworded it in such a novel way.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's cool. So he's your new co-host.
He could be.
Yeah.
Except he doesn't have internet on his mountain in Colorado.
He doesn't?
Well, he's always driving somewhere to get like a signal or
Starlink,
something. Yeah.
Right? Starlink. You've got it in your freaking Jeep. Why couldn't he get it in his house?
Steven, this is for you.
Thanks for watching, and remember, everything matters.
All right, one last one here to clear out the voicemail queue. Once again, 657-205-6105. You can give us a call, and I will answer it on the show.
Sounds so sad.
I know. Well,
I will answer.
Well, I remembered that you weren't going to be here, so.
Hey, it's Chris from Arkansas again. Just wanted to wish y'all a very Merry Christmas.
And to you and your family, I hope you have a wonderful one. And to all of the listeners out there, I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas as well. Love y'all. Bye.
Thanks,
little
Chris.
late, but thank you. It's
No,
Happy New Year now.
It was right on time.
Well, no,
Right, well,
we're playing
it late.
We're playing it
But
late.
we're playing it before the end of the year, so that's good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so Lightning, I just want to take a minute, say thank you. Thank you for the 7 glorious years of the Truck Show podcast, nearly 7. We've done a lot of cool things. I think I don't think either of us saw this going on as a 7-year project. I think we thought about it, and you look at all the podcasts that have come and
We would have been lucky to do 6 months at best.
At best, and yet we have all these listeners who decided that we were worth their time. So I think that's amazing. And thanks for the education on how to put together a podcast over the years.
If that's all I can give
today,
you, you're welcome. Yes, I hope to have contributed a little more than that. But if that's all I leave behind, then that's fine.
I'm going through my list.
Oh, okay.
Fine. You know what? Thanks for everything. I don't have to itemize it for you. No,
I don't need the pat on the back.
We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of great experiences. I think we entertained and educated a large swath of the enthusiast community, and I think we've done some really good work. And I hope that this isn't the end of us doing cool stuff together.
It's not.
It's going to be weird though, not seeing you twice a week.
I know.
For
it's not the end of the podcast, that's for damn sure. You're about to launch season 3, which I'm excited to be a listener of. And hopefully, if you'll have me, I will be a somewhat frequent guest. We'll Zoom it in. I'll call it in. Who knows? Maybe I'll be. And here's something that we are going to do now that I have free time and I'm not editing on my weekends. I think I'm very much looking forward to going on a couple of road trips out to the desert, since you are president of the MDHCA.
That is but one of my many jobs these days.
So we'll be hanging out in the desert, hopefully soon.
I can't wait to help you get scratches on your TRX.
Speaking of scratches, I want to take this opportunity to thank my friends over at Expel. As you guys know, both Holman and I have Expel Fusion Plus paint protection film. He on his Jeep and me on the TRX. The whole thing, every panel is coated. And Holman thought for sure he scratched the hell out of his Jeep the last time he was out in the desert. He came back, and with one day in the sun, it healed itself. It was like a miracle. I've got it on the TRX, and it's been amazing. They launched windshield protection. I just had it put on the TRX and the Mercedes. And the reason I was so freaked out about the Mercedes is our friend who does the Andrew at SoCal Auto Glass Kings. Mm-hmm. He called up the Mercedes dealer locally and said, "Hey, I need to order this." And he says, "Oh, your timing is great. There's only 5 left." And he goes, "Oh, no problem." He goes, No, you don't understand. It's on the obsolete list.
Oh,
there's only 5 of my windshields left in the country.
Glad you got it when you did.
And so I bought one, and now there's only 4 left. So I had him put the windshield in, and I didn't even drive the car until I went straight down to Protective Film Solutions in Santa Ana, right over by South Coast Plaza. They installed this film, and I thought it's going to look wavy. It's going to, because there's adhesive in it, right? There's no way it's going to look crystal clear. And I was wrong. It looks freaking crystal clear, and no one knows that I have windshield protection film, and it's thick. It's much thicker than I expected it to be.
Well, I'll be interested to see with all the dust in the air and the windshield wipers and all that. I can't wait to see what it looks like in 6 months.
I am going to report back after a few months and let you know how that, because if it is half as good as I hope it is, it will solve a problem for tens of thousands of drivers. So I'll let you know how that goes with the new Expel windshield protection.
All right, so moving on to season 3 for 2025 with the Truck Show podcast with Holman. You'll probably start seeing some logo and photo and asset changes and things like that as we update the website and all that. But I wanted to talk about a couple things that I want to try and do for next year. One of them is I plan on, as much as possible, doing a video Zoom recording of each of our guests and then posting that to our YouTube page, so that at least you'll get video of the actual interview, and then the show will still be in its entirety in audio as you get it today. The second thing is we'll get our TSP group up and running, so that when we do these things, you guys will be notified if you're available to hop on really quick. I also want to acknowledge our sponsors, Nissan, AMSOIL, Banks, EGR. You guys have been absolutely amazing for the show. We'll have hopefully some new sponsors for 25. One new one I do want to announce now. We always send you guys to truckshowpodcast.com to our featured products page where there's discounts. Kershaw Knives, and if you're like me, you're a knife guy. Kershaw Knives, we make great knives. They are coming on the Truck Show podcast for the next year, And through April, starting in January, there's going to be a discount code for 40% off any Kershaw knife with free shipping if you spend over $50.
Wait, what?
40% off
That's almost
MSRP.
half off.
Crazy, right? So I'm hoping that the Truck Show podcast moves a ton of knives and we can keep them around. But as a knife guy, super excited to have Kershaw on board, and I just wanted to say that and kind of get you guys amped up. Again, when I get back from Dakar, we'll set up the...
I picked a bad time to leave the show.
You sure did.
I don't get a knife.
You sure did. And we'll,
Damn it.
like I said, we'll probably have Season 3 start the probably second week of January. So if you don't see it right away in January, don't fret. That's why we wanted to throw this show out there really quick and... basically let you guys know what was going on.
No, Lightning took Holman with him.
Why isn't
Why
isn't there anything here?
Oh, crap. Hold on. I just got a text from my wife. She's angry.
Oh, it'll be the last time now.
I am supposed to be right now at Faux Alley eating.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
you should probably leave.
Yeah. Love you guys.
I guess that's it for Lightning, but it's not it for the Truck Show podcast. We will see you next year in 2025.
I'm still at LBC Lightning. You can hit me up there. Later, guys.
The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh,
Don't forget to hit us up on our socials at Truck Show Podcast, at Sean P. Holman. And then, of course, if you want to hang out with that Lightning guy at LBC Lighting, 657-205-6105 is the phone number for the 5-star hotline. And then also, truckshowpodcast at gmail.com and Holman at truckshowpodcast.com will still be monitored, believe it or not.
So you're going to turn mine off? Leave it up.
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But I'm sure there will be a time and place.
2027. You're just jamming out?
I'm just jamming out.
They can't see you bob your head over there.
I'm savoring this. This is our last time together in the pod shed, co-hosting the show. As a regular thing, anyway.
Well, I can say you've done a nice job on that side, operating the board.
Well, thank you. This is my my first time having... I've done it before when some of our friends like Mike Rice were filling in for you. But I think...
I had to fix that show. That was a mess when I got it.
This is the worst show we've ever done.
I don't think this is the worst show we've ever done, but it's probably...
The Mike Rice show was pretty bad.
No, it wasn't.
The content was fine.
Oh my God, Lightning. Shut the F up. Shut up, Lightning. Shut up. Lightning, shut up.
I mean, that's great.
Bye.
THAKYOU. Thank you. Thank you.
We appreciate all you listeners. Thanks, Lightning, and we will see you, or I will see you, next year.
Bye!
For good now. You can't come back.
Bye again!
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis with production elements by DJ Omar Khan. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and give us a 5-star rating. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to show your support than by patronizing our sponsors.